Good morning, sir. We're doing vehicle safety checks this morning. Would you mind turning off your motor? Just leave your ignition on. We'll check your indicators first. Left, right?
Just make sure you replace the globe in that brake light, eh? Free to go. So how long have you been in St David's?
Nearly 2 years, but I'm applying for a transfer.
Oh, really? Where to?
Anywhere away from where I am.
Well, you don't like it there?
Place is all right. It's just some of the people.
Well, you should try for Mount Thomas if a vacancy comes up.
Thought about it, actually.
Terrific people.
Yeah? You been there long?
A couple of years.
Settled right in then.
Oh, I think it takes 2 generations to be a local, but I'm accepted.
That's what Ben's winning at heart.
Married?
Was.
Oh, yeah?
What about you? Kids?
No.
Did I see you running shit?
It's not quite up to date.
Why not?
I was going to do it later.
You're 2 hours behind.
I've been busy.
Not too busy to stand around talking. You haven't been here, Sergeant. This is the first break that we've had all morning. I don't know how things are done in Mount Thomas, mate, but it's in David's we put work before socialising.
It's all in my notebook.
Not good enough, Senior. Who's that bastard?
Bastard's my husband.
It's for charity. Everyone's got to go. It'll be a lovely old-fashioned woolshed theme. Dress accordingly, no pikers. Everyone's going. Tom's taking Grace. Come on.
Chris, stop banging on about it. I'm going.
Good. Here's your ticket.
Who are you going with?
Me.
On the understanding that I don't actually have to dance.
Oh, I wouldn't miss a chance to demonstrate my terpsichorean skills.
Eh?
What do you want to do, boss?
Oh, dancing, idiots.
Yeah.
Cut the rug! Put your hands together.
Excuse me?
Yes, madam, can I help you?
I've been robbed again.
And you are...
Beverly Dawkins, 12 Pearson Street.
What'd they get away with?
So do you cha-cha, Teresa?
I don't know if I'll be able to make it, boss.
Oh, yes, you will. Here's your tickets. You have to go. Everyone has to go. If you haven't got a partner, we'll get you.
Mount Thomas Police, Sergeant Gallagher speaking. Yeah, just a minute. Senior?
Yep.
Rachel.
Excuse me.
So, burgled again, Mrs. Dawkins?
Yes, boss.
Rachel, what do you want?
When was this?
Are you sure? I don't see how that's possible.
Well, the senior...
Yes, of course I know how important it is, and that's why there's nothing in the account. All right, I'll check with the bank. Today, okay? You all right? Rachel claims that my cheque for the girls' pony club bounced. There's got to be some kind of mix-up there.
So, who are you taking, Ben?
What?
To the ball?
No one. I've got no one to invite.
Well, that's Senior Connie from St David's.
Yeah, here's your ticket.
She's married.
Separated, she told me.
I hardly know her, Joe.
Hey.
Oh, g'day, Peter.
Is Tom in?
Yeah, in his office.
Keep away from my wife.
Is there a problem?
No, it's just a numbers thing. This came through my boss. Stuart's superfluous, the requirements.
I thought you were scratching for people.
Yeah, well, we were, and then we realised we've got a bloke coming back from leave this Arvo, and he's a bloody good mechanic.
Stuart's handy enough with cars.
Yeah, you know, I thought you would have been happy to get one of your members back. I can't imagine you're overstaffed.
It's fine by me. We'll use him.
Righto. Well, I better grab a feed if I'm going to get back to the checkpoint.
How's it going?
Yeah, very smoothly. And, look, I'm sure this is no reflection on Stuart.
Yeah, I hope not.
He seems like a competent enough copper.
I think so. At the very least. Are you, going to the ball?
I certainly am.
Good. I'll see you there then.
Righto.
Well, that's about all we'll need. We'll get someone out there as soon as we can.
When will that be? Today?
And we'll try.
Last time it took you 3 days. This time I trust it'll be more prompt.
That the vanishing video machine again?
Third one she said stolen in 12 months.
All she wants is a police report so she can put in a claim.
Sergeant. Ben? Did, something happen out there this morning?
Not to my knowledge.
Sergeant Baines reckons they no longer require your assistance.
Did he say why?
Well, according to him, they've got a St David's member back from leave, a bit of a car expert.
Well, that's crap. I mightn't be the greatest mechanic in the world, but I do know what to look for.
Yes, I made that point.
You must have done something to get up someone's nose.
Boss, this Sergeant Baines is a little Hitler.
And you let him know that, I suppose?
No.
Well, this did come from his boss.
I don't believe this was a random decision by his superior. In fact, I'm sure Baines used his influence to go behind my back.
Ben, Sergeant Baines is very well thought of. Why would he do something like this?
OK, Sergeant, what's this all about? Why have I been taken off the roster?
There's nothing personal in it, Senior. I just didn't need you anymore.
Ah, that's rubbish and you know it.
If you've got a complaint, you know what to do.
This is about Shelley, isn't it?
Now, why would I be worried about that little slut? Oh, you want to take a swing, do you? Oh, yes, that's right. Par for the course. I know all about your reputation, and that's what you do when you get angry, isn't it, Senior? You assault your colleagues.
That colleague you're referring to, Sergeant, is now doing time for murder.
Yes, and you got busted all the way back to Senior Connie, didn't you?
Excuse me.
What was that about?
Do you want to come to the Triple O ball with me? Don't worry about him. Do you want to?
Yes.
Good.
Kick, 2, 3, kick. Back, 2, 3, kick. Ladies change. And now it's slide, and back and slide.
It's Tess and Jonesy.
Walker.
It's Tom, Reverend Grace. Don't you worry about him. Nice dance. Come on.
Tom?
Inspector.
Listen, I don't normally pry into members' private lives, but I'd quietly advise Stuart not to get too involved with that Shelley Baines.
I thought it was Shelley Piper.
That's right, I forgot. Back to the maiden name. Doesn't waste much time, does she?
Gosh, it's good of you to take such an interest in the people who work for you.
This is Grace Curtis, Inspector Russell Falcon Price.
Good to meet you.
Hello, Russell. How are you?
Grace is the rector at Holy Trinity.
Is that right? Peter Baines is the best sergeant I've ever had. Now, this split hasn't affected his work, but Stuart, well, let's just say he doesn't need any bad influences.
I'll keep it in mind. But tonight I just came here to dance.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to think this was so dad. You know, I love it.
I've got a question for the pride of Erin.
Oh, very good. What about the waves of Bondi?
Obligatory.
So you can dance.
One dance. That's it.
Thank you, everybody. Take your partners for the waves of Bondi.
Excuse me. Should we dance?
Thank you. Let's cool it down a bit. Take your partners for a waltz.
Parish. May I have the pleasure?
Yes, of course.
Do you mind if we sit this one out?
No, it's fine. PJ, do you mind keeping an eye on Shelley for a minute?
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, as long as I don't have to dance. It's nothing personal.
Stuart. I told you to stay away from her. Don't take me for the sort of weak bastard you were with your own wife.
What?
Some sergeant, wasn't it, the bloke she was rooting?
You shut up and I'll forget you said that, but only because you're plastered.
You couldn't hold on your own wife, but you're not going to take mine. Okay.
going on?
He hit me.
Stewart, are you drunk?
Oh, let's not get overexcited.
What the hell happened? I just hit Sergeant Baines.
All right, let's get you home.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Please, Ben, let's just get out of here.
Are you all right, Peter? What happened?
I'm sorry about all this.
Don't worry. Peter probably bloody deserved it.
Does he think he owns you or something?
That's his general idea.
Oh.
Dad, this is Ben. Ben, my dad, Norm.
Oh, g'day, Norm. I'd offer to shake your hand, but you been in a blue or something?
About me, with Peter. He picked a fight with Ben and came off second best.
Well, I'm glad to see someone's got the interest of my little girl at heart. I'll head straight back to bed then. Don't be too late, sweetheart.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Ben.
Yeah, you too, Norm. Good night.
Won't finish here, no. There'll be an investigation.
No, yeah, I'll be right.
His Falcon Price is golden, boy.
Yeah, not to worry. We'll just get to work tomorrow and tell the boss exactly what happened.
Knowing Peter, I'd make it first thing.
Well, well, well. Senior Constable Stewart. I hope you realise last night's fracas could have earned you a serious charge as well as disciplinary proceedings. However, Sergeant Baines has asked me to treat the matter as something that happened in the heat of the moment and to let it pass.
Well, whatever he's said...
In my opinion, he is being very magnanimous and you should be grateful.
I'd like to be able to put my side of it
There
if
are
I
no
may, sir.
sides here, Stewart.
Sir, I think Stuart should be able to have his say.
I don't want to waste any more time on this, Senior Sergeant. Now, if I were you, I'd just be thankful that it's ending here.
I didn't start it.
Yes, I understand there was some kind of problem with rosters. Now, if the vehicle safety checks are all that important to you, Stewart, Sergeant Baines has agreed to let you rejoin the detail.
No hard feelings, eh?
It is a good offer, Senior. I'd take it if I were you.
Sir, if we could just have a minute. All I'm asking is that you take a moment to consider your situation.
Was that a fair hearing, was it?
No, it wasn't, but it still might be best to accept the offer.
I am not going to go in there and shake that bastard's hand. He's a liar, and it's got nothing to do with the bloody roster.
Look, I don't know what happened last night,
He
but
tried
you're
to
not
punch my
doing yourself
lights
any
out. I was just defending myself.
Well, it's his word against yours. He's the one who's ended up bleeding, and you're the one with the skinned knuckles. You're not going to win this.
So I just have to cop it, do I?
I'm afraid so.
You really expect me to go in there and shake his hand?
If you've got any brains.
Good. And if you've still got a problem with your temper, Stewart, get some counselling. You've had this problem too often.
I'll see you at the checkpoint this arvo then.
Come on, Peter.
Harris.
Inspector? Well?
What happened? Tom made me shake his hand.
You're kidding. Excuse me, Senior Constable.
Mrs. Dawkins.
I waited at home all day yesterday. No one came.
Did you make Ben shake his hand?
I'm not discussing it with you, Parrish.
Baines hit him first.
You were in the men's toilet at the time, were you?
No, but
I'll try and get out there today.
look, it might just be Ben's word, but I believe him.
So do I, if it's any comfort to you. But loyalty's one thing and proof is quite another. It had to be settled.
I want some action on this matter.
Believe me, Mrs. Dawkins, you're on my list. It's just a matter of priorities.
So when can I expect to see you?
Senior, you coming?
Yes. Sorry, Mrs. Dawkins, but I've got another job to do right now. But I'll get out there as soon as I can. Promise.
Sergeant? We're all very busy, Mrs. Dawkins. Sorry about all this.
Don't be. Anyway, my boss reckons it's all over.
Oh, don't bet on it. He's vindictive.
So why would he make such a big show of making up?
For the inspector's benefit, he thinks the sun shines out of Peter.
Well, that's obvious. Here's a go. Mrs. Dawkins. Small world.
So this is more important than investigating a robbery, is it?
It's all important, Mrs. Dawkins.
Both front tyres and nully ball.
Just to press the brake pedal, please.
My brakes are perfectly all right.
Left indicator.
Yep.
Right indicator.
Yep.
Your car's seen better days, hasn't it? You need to get a couple of new tyres for the front here.
Am I being charged?
No, I'm just issuing you a warning.
Where am I supposed to find the money to buy new tyres?
You might be able to get a couple second-hand if you're lucky.
Senior. What's the situation here?
Needs a couple of new tyres on the front, Sergeant.
This thing is a rust bucket.
I've issued a warning.
A warning? This vehicle should not be on the road. Issue a notice.
Oh, you've got to be kidding.
Issue a notice.
This has got nothing to do with the vehicle.
I gave you an order.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Dawkins. I've been instructed to issue you with a defect notice.
What does that mean?
Putting your car off the road. So how, in God's name, did you end up marrying him?
Oh, he can be really charming when he wants to be. He's a total control freak.
Bloody oath.
Thinks love means possession. When things went wrong, he's completely innocent, of course, and I'm evil.
You're evil?
Just ask anyone at St. David's. I'm a bitch. The home wrecker. Anyway, thanks for the lift.
I'm sorry the ball ended up being such a bummer. It could have been a good night.
Maybe we could start again?
Yeah, I'd like that.
It's him. That's typical.
Does he do this often?
Yes. Sometimes he parks outside the house for hours.
It's stalking. You should report it.
Who to? Falcon Price? That's a joke.
He can't get away with this. The guy is pathological. Look, you need to get an intervention order.
That'll go down really well at work.
The next time he does that, I want you to call me, okay? At home or at work, day or night. Promise me.
Thanks, Ben.
Hate the way some people think they can get away with anything just because they've got 3 hooks.
Present company accepted, I hope.
Can we drop this subject now, please? We've got work to do.
Can I just clear one thing up? I only hit him because he hit me first.
That's right. I mean, it was self-defence.
Harris, what did I just say? I thought we had an agreement to let this
Hey,
go.
Ben.
Yep, all right.
You been in a bingle or something?
No, why?
Well, both your headlights are smashed.
It's Baines.
Is there any evidence that it is?
Yeah, of course it is.
Well, no.
Might I advise in that case against making wild accusation?
Boss, you don't know him.
You're seriously suggesting that a sergeant from St. David's would have taken a member's private vehicle outside our police station?
Absolutely.
Oh, Ben, I'm sorry, but...
You don't know this guy. He's a conniving bastard. I'm not making this up. You should hear what he's done to Shelley Piper.
Let's not go down
He
that
is
track.
stalking her.
Oh, she told you that, did she?
And her father, and I've seen him at it.
All right, I'll make some inquiries. If you are right about Baines, then we could have a very serious problem indeed. Well, unfortunately, Sergeant Baines was nowhere near Mount Thomas at the alleged time of the incident.
Who says?
The inspector.
Oh, his biggest fan.
He raised the matter directly with him, and the story has been backed up by 2 other members at St. David's.
His mates.
This attitude isn't helping you at all.
Then we're doing everything we can to help you. You're not making it very easy.
This guy thinks I'm after his ex-wife, and he will do anything he can to get at me. He was just spying at Shelley's house.
Ben, if you keep being this emotional, people are going to start thinking you damaged your own car in order to pin it on Peter Baines.
Oh, yeah, sure. I smashed my own headlights, and I tried to beat myself up in the toilets last night. Give me a
Don't
break.
take that tone with us.
Look, I'm sorry, boss, but this guy is making me very angry.
That's obvious. But if you continue to go around making wild accusations against Baines, it's going to blow up in your face.
I reckon I'm going to need 2 drinks tonight.
Oh, watch out, she's going to go crazy.
Some days when 1 drink just isn't enough.
Days when 2 drinks aren't nearly enough.
Ben, for you.
All right, one. G'day. Oh, Shelley, how are you? What? He's what? Okay, just stay inside the house and don't open the door. Okay, I'll be there as soon as I can. Shelley! What's going on?
Thank God. I'm sorry to drag you out here.
Don't even worry about it.
Can you see him?
No, he's gone. So what's he been up to?
Oh, he's been running around the house, trying the doors and windows. Oh, I'm so scared.
This thing with Baines has certainly sent him off the rails.
The rails? So through the boom gates, across a couple of paddocks and over the nearest cliff.
Well, the phones have been switched through to St David's, so he's not at the station.
Hey, relax. He probably just got held up along the way.
We had a phone call from Shelley Piper just before we left. It sounded like there could have been something wrong.
You know where she lives?
St David's Road. Perhaps I should go there.
No, you won't. Lend us your keys, mate.
So where's your father?
He took the bus to town this afternoon. Ben?
It's okay.
Where is he? I saw his car down the road.
Norm, did you see any signs of him?
No, but I'll help you look for him.
Please, Dad, no. Ben.
Both of you just stay here, okay? Keep this door locked.
It's really crazy, Ben. I don't know what he'll do.
Just lock the other door too.
Sergeant Croydon.
Piper? Is Ben Stewart here?
Peter was acting up again, so he came out to help. He went looking for him.
Which way did they go?
Sorry, he told me to stay inside the house. Peter was making all sorts of threats. He just left here. Dad's out there somewhere too.
All right, you stay put. I'll find him.
What have you done to him?
Okay, thanks, Doctor. Just keep me posted on any developments, will you? Thanks. Bye. Well, he's still unconscious. Looks like he could have a depressed fracture of the skull.
He's not going to die, is he?
Well, they hope not, but there could be bleeding into his brain.
Crime scene's out there now.
What did they say?
Well, nothing yet. PJ's on his way back.
Would you go straight through to the interview room, please, Senior?
You can just take a seat, sir. Do you want to
Right. Let's get this thing going. I need to speak to you first. Has he made any admissions?
Who?
Stewart.
No.
What about Piper?
She's in there. I haven't even spoken to her.
Should have got rid of her long ago.
I've just been speaking to the hospital.
I was just there. He could end up a vegetable, you realise that?
Yes, we're all very concerned.
And this is a man that might have gone all the way to the top, not some busted down, resentful drunk.
If you're talking about Stewart, I don't think you're being entirely fair.
Are you seriously suggesting he isn't right in the frame?
No, but I honestly don't believe he would even contemplate doing something.
Well, I am not interested in expressions of loyalty. We had a warning last night. It was there in front of us. Should never have allowed Peter to talk me into letting this go. This incident might have been avoided.
With all due respect, sir, I think you are jumping to conclusions.
Let's start with Piper. She's the cause of all this.
He was going round and round the outside of the house, yelling abuse, trying to kick down the door.
What did he want, did he say?
He insisted he wanted to talk to me.
To talk to you? That doesn't sound unreasonable.
It's the way he was saying it. I was scared. So I rang Senior Constable Stewart.
Why didn't you call your own station?
I didn't think they'd take it seriously.
You don't have much confidence in your colleagues.
So you rang Stewart so that he would come and deal with Sergeant Baines?
No, just for support. And because he'd offered.
There was an arrangement in place between you and Stewart.
He was just being supportive.
So you had an arrangement with Stewart that if and when Sergeant Baines turned up, you'd call Stewart and he'd come out there and deal with him.
Yes, but no one was...
And that's what happened, isn't it?
Yes.
But there was never any talk of physical harm to your ex-husband?
Never. I just wanted him to get out of my life and leave me alone.
Well, that sounds fair enough to
Yes,
me.
are you sexually involved with Senior Constable Stewart?
No.
Were you with Stewart when Baines was discovered?
No.
So you don't actually know what happened between them?
Well, I didn't actually see anything. I was
So
locked inside
it
the
is
house all the
consistent
time.
with everything you've said that Senior Constable Stewart could have assaulted Sergeant Baines. I'm waiting for an answer, Senior.
Yes. I suppose so.
The bus dropped me off at Hackett's Corner, about 6, I suppose. Bit later, perhaps.
And what did you see?
I saw Peter's car up the road. Guessed there must be trouble. So I belted up to the house, and sure enough, trouble.
But Senior Constable Stewart was already there. So the two of you went looking for Peter Baines.
Well, no. Ben asked us to wait inside. But Shell said that Peter'd been ranting and raving and carrying on, and I thought it wasn't fair, so I...
All right, now just tell us in your own words what you saw when you came on the scene.
Well, Mr. Croydon was there, of course, and Ben was sort of standing over Peter.
Did he have anything in his hand?
Yes, a section of piping. I've been working on the irrigation system. There's heaps of it lying around.
Is this it?
Well, yeah, it looks like it. But I didn't see him hit him or anything like that.
Did you hear any sort of exchange? Any talking? Arguing?
Well, my hearing's not really good.
So there could have been some sort of verbal exchange.
Well, I don't know. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Did you have this in your hand?
Yes.
Why?
I was off duty and unarmed. I felt I needed some protections.
You understand the rules about contaminating evidence?
It was an accidental find. At the time, I wasn't aware anything was wrong.
Did you assault Sergeant Baines using this object?
No. As I said in my statement, he was unconscious when I found him.
The Pipers can vouch for that, can they?
No.
No. And isn't it true you went out there with the express intention of confronting Sergeant Baines?
No.
Explain why you did go out there, then.
Because Senior Constable Piper asked me to.
And what did you think you were going to do if Baines was already there?
I don't know.
But you were already angry.
No.
You don't like Sergeant Baines, do you?
I did not bash him. I'm sorry he's in hospital.
But you've got a history of this sort of thing, haven't you? You got demoted from sergeant for assaulting another member.
Excuse me, sir, but there were extenuating
And here's a man
circumstances
you
in that
don't
case.
like, a sergeant, who's frightening a woman with whom you're involved, his wife, I might add, and you go herring out there in response to her call, and you're not angry. You don't get angry anymore, do you?
He has had counselling.
You weren't angry when you assaulted Sergeant Baines at the ball.
Yes, I was, and I'm getting bloody angry now.
Well, perhaps you'd like to punch me. That's the way you deal with your problems, isn't it?
I've had this. You can stick the whole job.
The sooner he's out of the job, the better.
He's a good cop.
With a file this thick.
Everybody makes mistakes from time to time.
Putting a sergeant in a coma is not a mistake.
If he did it, there is still no evidence to suggest that he
In
did.
light of the previous incident, there is every good reason for suspicion. I want him suspended.
But he hasn't even been charged.
He's under investigation.
It's still very early in the piece. There are no witnesses, and this is very circumstantial. I'm sorry I have to say this, but I think there is a definite prejudice working against him.
Is that a reference to me?
All I'm saying is I think he should be treated with the same impartiality as everybody else. That's all.
All right. I won't suspend him. Yet. We'll see what ESD come up with. But I want him completely non-operational.
Thank you, sir.
Loyalty's one thing, Tom. Pig-headedness is another.
I completely agree, sir. I hope that's not your resignation.
He'd give his stuff if it was.
Well, I would, for one. And I wanted you to know that you're not going to be suspended. Listen, don't take this the wrong way. This is just between us. You didn't do it, did you? I need your assurance so I can keep going into bat for you.
You already hurt me in there.
You want to hear you again here?
This is turning into... Oh, God, what's the bloody use?
Ben!
Shelley? What's going on? What did you say to them?
I just told them that I couldn't swear that you didn't do it, and that's the truth.
Look, I only came out here because you were scared. Because you asked me to.
I know, and that was good of you. But how exactly do I know what happened between you and Peter?
Nothing went on between me and Peter. He was unconscious when I found him. Come on, Shelley, you know that's what happened.
I don't understand what you want.
I need some support. I thought we were friends.
Well, maybe you read more into the relationship than there is.
Yeah, it looks like I did.
Senior Constable Stewart?
We will get around to you, I promise, Mrs. Dawkins.
He's deliberately refusing to do anything about my video recorder.
Senior Constable Stewart has a lot on his mind at the moment.
So it would seem. Too busy to investigate a robbery, but when something happened to his car, I'm sure it was a very different story.
I'm sorry?
Oh, nothing.
Sorry. What do you know about Senior Constable Stewart's car?
I'm simply making the point that he can be very quick off the mark when he has to be.
But how did you know something had happened to his car?
Oh, I must have heard.
Who from?
I don't remember.
Well, what did you hear?
Didn't his headlights get smashed or something?
I don't know. You're telling the story.
Yes, well, I think that's it, yes.
But you don't remember who told you this?
No, I don't.
Well, that's surprising, because the only people that would know about that would be the people within the police station. I wouldn't think anyone else would know about it.
Well, perhaps I didn't hear. Perhaps I was walking past. Yes, now I remember I was.
Well, right, so you saw someone do it?
Yes.
Why didn't you report it? Can you describe this person that you saw?
No, he ran off far too quickly.
I see. Now, headlights wouldn't break very easily, would they, Detective?
No, you need a hammer or something.
I think he had a hammer.
You sure it wasn't you with the hammer, Mrs. Dawkins? Well, you can get a warrant.
You see, and if they find even a tiny fragment of glass on it, it's amazing what they can do these days.
It is.
I don't care. Sometimes people have to be taught a lesson. I used to be a school teacher, you know.
I was so sure it was Baines. Makes me look like a real nutcase.
Come on, Ben, you're not a nutcase.
Tell fucking Price.
He'll probably never even find out.
Oh, yeah, that'd be right. He couldn't give us stuff.
Ben, if you're going to be defeatist...
Just trying to help.
Sorry.
You should get out of here. You're no good to anyone here.
It's a good idea. Go home. Take the rest of the day off.
Hello? You're a bit early.
Bottle of vodka, please, Chris.
Got a big night planned, eh? Is it with the boys or some lucky girl?
What?
Well, I hope you don't intend drinking this all by yourself.
No, don't worry about it, bag.
Hey, there he is. Ben? Ben? Ben?
G'day.
What have you been doing? We were worried.
Sorry, I just needed a bit of time.
We'll give you a lift home, mate.
Nah, it's all right, I can drive.
Not when you've been drinking that stuff.
I didn't touch it. I thought about it. Thought about a lot of things. Came to a few conclusions. You know what I reckon? Stuff 'em.
No, absolutely not. There is no reason for us to re-interview the Pipers. It's in the hands of ESD.
You'd like a reason, sir? OK, here's one. Your investigation was prejudicial.
You're playing the same tune as the senior sergeant.
It was based on the assumption that Ben Stewart was responsible for the attack. I don't feel you looked at all the other possibilities.
We are looking after your best interests here, sir.
How so?
Well, Stewart may claim you're trying to railroad him. It won't matter if you're right, but if you're wrong...
Are you trying to blackmail me?
I wouldn't dream of it, sir.
Good. Because I won't respond to those kind of tactics. Look, Peter Baines is more than just a young officer with a lot of potential. He's a friend.
Which is exactly why some objectivity's needed.
All right, get them in.
I don't know why this is necessary. We've already told you everything.
Thanks for coming in, Senior. We just want to go over some of the details. We'd like to start with you, if we could, sir.
If you're suggesting it was Dad, it couldn't have been. He was still on the bus.
We're not suggesting it was him.
Ben, what's this all about?
No, I can't actually talk about it.
He doesn't know any more than he did last night.
Sometimes things seem clearer in the cold light of day.
I'd been to St David's most of the afternoon getting groceries. Caught the bus home. Always catch the bus.
Now, you say you saw Sergeant Baines's car at the house when you got home.
Yes.
Now, what time was that exactly?
Check it out.
Yeah, no worries.
Excuse me, Sergeant, can I have a word?
What's going on?
You know how we always assumed that Norm Piper arrived after Baines was attacked?
Yeah.
Well, in order to get home at the time he did, he must have caught the 5 o'clock bus from St David's, because the next one doesn't leave until 6.
So?
By my calculations, if the bus was on time, he must have got off 15 minutes before he turned up at the house.
All right. Cheers.
15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, 5 o'clock was on time all the way.
Right.
No. Did you get the 5 o'clock bus?
Yes?
Where does that drop you off?
At Hackett's Corner.
How long does it take you to walk from the corner up to the house?
A couple of minutes.
And what time does the bus normally drop you off?
5:45.
5:45. Because you said in your first interview that you got home just after 6.
So, where were you during those 15 minutes, Norm?
Well, it couldn't have been 15 minutes. The bus must have been running late.
No, it wasn't.
Our information is that the bus was on time.
Understandably, you're very protective of your daughter.
I suppose so.
And you don't like Sergeant Baines very much, do you?
Oh, he was all right at first.
At first. Now, your daughter, she moved in with you after they separated. Is that true?
Yes.
Why was that?
He couldn't let go. He used to hang around.
Right, so when you found him hanging around the house, maybe you got angry and you attacked him. Is that what happened?
Then you turned up at the door 15 minutes later, as though you just got off the bus.
So, you came home, you found him ranting and raving, threatening her. You picked up a piece of pipe, and you hit him as hard as you could.
Norm, I know I didn't hit him. If it wasn't you, then the only person left to charge is Shelley. Is that what you want?
I didn't want to kill him. Just get him out of her life once and for all. He put my little girl through hell.
Well, Stuart, I think in the circumstances I owe you not an apology, because there's nothing to apologise for, but reassurance that you're no longer under investigation, as we seem to have a confession.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sure you understand that we have to be especially thorough when dealing with our own.
Yes, sir.
I have to say you brought this on your own head.
I'm sorry?
The one bright spot in all of this is it seems that Sergeant Baines is going to make a full recovery.
Yes, I'm glad of that, sir.
And well, you should be. Now, Sergeant Baines is a member I wouldn't want to lose, and given your spotty history, Stuart, you'd do well to take a leaf or two out of his book.
So somehow I'm still to blame for the whole thing. And of course, Peter Baines will be fast-tracked to the next promotion. Makes me feel really happy about staying on.
How did Falcon Price ever get to be an inspector?
That's a good question.
Look at it this way. If Baines does get promoted, he'll probably get transferred as well, and he'll be out of your hair.
Yeah, sooner the better.
Ben, something to see you, mate.
The first thing I want to say is I'm really sorry. I feel really awful about what happened. But what can I do? He's my dad.
Look, I just want to put it all behind me.
The thing is, I really like you.
What can I say?
The other thing is, I've left the force. No place for me while Peter's there.
I don't know how you stayed with it as long as you did.
And you should get out too, after the way they treated you.
Thought about it. I can tell you.
Maybe we could do something together.
I don't think that would be a good idea. See, I've got a thing about loyalty, and I think my real friends are actually right here.
Ben, Mrs. Dawkins to see you?
Besides, I do still like being a copper.